Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to this week's episode of Monday Motivation. So, if you've never watched this before and I've suddenly popped into your timeline right here on Facebook, my name's Jenny Kovacs, and every single Monday for the last, it's coming up to about 9 months now, I have been here live or sent a video and motivated your Monday morning. So every morning at 7 a.m, we come together, we get motivated, and this was designed to help you get motivated, not only for your Monday, but your morning, your Monday, your week. And as we cross over into the week that becomes the end of one month and into a new month, who knows, it might even be for that. So already we've got you hopping on. We've got Ian saying, "Hey up, good morning, Jenny." Hey up, Ian. How's that walking going? Are you still doing the walking? I'd love to know. So if you've never joined before, I can see the numbers counting up. I've got a frog in my throat. I can see the numbers counting up, but I can't see who you are. You can see me, but I can't see you. So you can either kind of lurk in the background, and that's fine too, or you can type in the box below and say good morning. The other thing I want to test out, so I can see your comments. Hey, the men are on. Alan's saying good morning, Jenny, and good morning, Ian. And congratulations on your new arrival, Alan. Really, really fantastic news. I love a good story like that. So I basically started these Monday motivations back in 2008 because I noticed that in my corporate life, my Monday motivations were getting Mondays in general were getting a bad rap. You know, people would like dread them, spend all Sunday evening thinking, gosh, I've got to go to work tomorrow and all of that. Yes, I was working within the financial services sector. Yes, I was working within this environment. But you know what? I realised that if there was something I could do from my insides to help me want to be motivated to go to work, to even go past wanting to be motivated and just have a spring in my step on a Monday morning. I mean, it's the start of a new week. You want to be motivated at the start of your week. If you're demotivated, you've got a long week ahead. So France Lee says, good morning, Jenny, Ian and Alan. And France Lee says, just listen to a crazy song. I'm full of smiles. I love that. What a brilliant way to motivate yourself. So I thought this week, the Monday motivation could be all around going for the things that you want to go for in life, whether it's business, whether it's personal or whatever. But I wanted to add like if you were wearing shades, the shades you would be looking through would be the permission versus validation piece and what that means. So what does that mean? Well, you know how sometimes, and if you resonate with anything that I'm saying here, by all means, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. I'm just going to look down in front of me because I just want to make sure that this is streaming in the way that I would expect it to stream. Also had, I had a lot of messages last night. Had somebody from America who sent me a message to say, they're one of the lurkers. They're somebody that lurks on the other live streams that I do. So Monday to Friday at the moment up until the end of March, from Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. UK time, or depending on where you are in the world and in America, it could be 11 a.m. your time or 2 p.m. your time. I do something called Visibility Made Easy, and it's kind of like my day job. It's the stuff that I do to help you to share what you do in your world with your world, but to stand out doing it in a way that feels good, a way that people see who you are and they gravitate towards you. So it's not about jazz hands or showing off or anything else like that. So Ian saying, good morning, Alan. Good morning, France Lees. You're a friendly bunch. By the way, do you have a function to do Facebook Live from your PC? I absolutely do, France Lees. I do. But you know what? The reason I don't is because my business is built around me being on the go. And it's interesting because it's now nice and light outside. So next week I might even be at Greenwich Park to do it. But yeah, when I do it from my PC, I have to, this is like an aside, but anyone who's looking out there and wanting to do more and more Facebook Lives, when I do it from my PC, although I don't have to, I've got a Mac. I hardwire into the wall. because I just find the connection, for whatever reason, isn't as stable on a Mac. And if I'm walking down the street or in Greenwich Park or in an airport lounge, as I've been before, or somewhere abroad, I was in Costa Rica earlier this year. Last year I did a few Facebook Lives from Portugal. I like to be able to be mobile on the go, but that is just me. So that's an aside. So, yeah, I'm looking down here because I also got a really lovely message from somebody last night saying, oh, Facebook Live, I'd like to know a bit more about that. So what I am going to say is, if you know of anybody that needs a bit of Monday motivation, could do with a bit of a sort of a not a pep talk, but a nice kind of like gentle rising into their Monday, do remember to share these videos. So I'm going to share this video with an extraordinary man who is doing extraordinary things in the world, and I can't remember how to spell his name now. Which is it's gonna prove a bit of a pain, isn't it? Because you're not going to want to see the whole of the Monday motivation with me looking down like this. So maybe that will have to wait. So the gentleman in question, I'll put his first name as John. So John, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to share this with you, but hopefully you'll join us for next week instead, or maybe you're one of the people that's watching in the background. So anyway, on Saturday, I just wrote something on my personal Facebook timeline, and it resonated with so many people. And I guess because I plan my Facebook Lives and my broadcasts and what I'm doing for the week and the themes for the week and how I'm working, I do this around a 6-week cycle. And I guess what it does is, it's not just you guys that send me the lovely messages to say thank you for the insights, thank you for the learning and things like that, but I learn from it too. So I'm not immune to this. It's not me being teacher and teaching you something and look how good I am. I'm learning as I go along. I'm experiencing as I go along. I'm, rocking through life as I go along too. So one of the things that I'm really, really passionate about is sharing the insights and sharing my learning. Well, for whatever reason, this post really resonated. In fact, I think within a few minutes of posting it, like 3 people had shared it. People were messaging and saying, can I share this? You've just said something so articulately. And I to be honest, I was a bit like, what have I done? So what I wanted to share today is, like, I'd love you to think of something that you want to achieve. Now, with this, it could be anything. For those of you that are on the commuter run and watching this on the go, it could be that you want to achieve something at work. It could be career progression. It could be you've got a difficult team member. It could be you've got a lot of work to do and you're trying to get this life-work balance, which I actually believe in harmony. It could be that you are looking for the love of your life, the one, Mr. or Mrs. Right. It could be that you are looking to do something big in the world in your business. It could be that you don't have a business and you're looking to be different in the world. Maybe you've got grumpy people in your family and you want better relationships with them. It could be that you're on a mission to eat in a different way. It could be that you're on a mission to be kind of like add fitness to your regime. Very recently, when I discovered the pedometer on my phone, I decided that I wanted to be really mindful of how much I was moving around in a day. So, looking at the pedometer, and I've got a goal of like a minimum amount of steps a day, but also then to kind of stretch myself, take a walk to the park, around the park and other places around here in London, and to just to improve my mobility, if you like, get out there and do more. So regardless of what it is you're doing, I think it's a really useful thing to do to run it through what I call the validation or permissions piece. So I'm going to just share a few tips with how you can do that, and how in turn this will help you kind of keep your dreams, your goals, your plans on track. So if you have got something, when I went through that list, it wasn't even anything that was on that list, but if you've got something that came to mind immediately, just give me a thumbs up or a love heart. I like the love hearts, it's nice because they're bright and red. Just give me a something across the page, or just type yes into the box. You don't have to say what it is, unless of course you want me to go through it with you now live on air. remembering that this is a public page, so anything that you type here can be seen by anyone who visits the page. So if you want a space that's more private and more personal, then I do have the lovely Visibility Vibes Tribe community, which is just coming up to 470 people. I feel so blessed. But 470 of the most interactive, engaging, juicy people, most supportive people, I think, on the planet. So if you want a space where you can share what you're doing, ask further questions, by all means, go over in there. Ask to join the Visibility Vibes Tribe, or it's facebook.com/groups/be seen, be heard, get visible. So why is the permission and validation piece so important? So have you got your goals to the ready? Have you? I'm just trying to look to see if you have. Have you? I'll look down here. Can I see anything? Any sign that you have? Have you got your goal to the ready? Now, if you've got goals, or if you've got plans or intentions or desires, anything else like that, objectives, what I'd love you to do for a moment is pick one. And if you're now going, oh my gosh, I don't know which one to pick, there's so many of them, which one should go first? I'd like you to pick one that if you did it now would make the biggest difference. Now, this is quite funny because people think, oh, I want to be a millionaire, or I want to be the next MD of the company, or I want to grow my team, or, you know, I want to start a family. And one of the most common insights that comes up for people is sleep. So many people, oops, sorry, I just played with my microphone then and it wiggled and woggled. So many people, like, if there was one thing that they could master to set them off on the path of their dreams, is they realise, or there's a recognition, they don't get enough sleep. So first things to do is this: pen and paper at the ready, dreams, plans, goals, intentions at the ready. Think about this. That thing that you want to do that you feel will make the biggest difference to you, is it something that you actually really want deeply, or is it something that somebody else, as well-meaning, wants for you instead? So that's the first thing to think about. Is it something that you want, or is it something that somebody else around you wants instead? Now, if you've just gone through that and you've said, well, actually, it's my family, you know, really supportive and they want me to do this thing, so I'm going to do it, then it's really, really difficult to push through that goal. And I'll tell you why. When you are pushing through something and it comes from somebody else and not yourself, it actually demotivates you. It actually makes you less motivated. It means that when it gets tough, it's like you've got no resources to pull from within. And doing stuff from the inside out is one of the most important things. It means that when you need the courage to do something, or when you need that tenacity to keep going, it makes it really difficult for you. So, sorry, I just got a ping on there and I wondered if it was this, but it was something completely different. How distracting. So, is it, you know, so then the next thing, once you know it's your thing, the next sense check, if you like, is, are you doing this because you're seeking the permission of others? Are you seeking the permission of others to be okay? You know, are you happily single, but you're looking for love because other people think that by this time, or by your age, or, you know, a person like you, a woman like you, a man like you should be in a relationship? Or are you genuinely, you know, you're genuinely happy being single, so, you know, there's nothing to see here? This is a piece that falls into a permission piece. This is a piece where somebody else feels that you should be doing something, and that's a sense check. Is, you know, are you looking to change the way you eat because all your friends are into green smoothies and you're the only one that still likes drinking a cheeky vodka or a glass of wine? Are you doing something because you feel that you're going to fit in, or you're comparing yourself with somebody, something else, and trying to fit into their mould? Because it could be that you are seeking permission. So Frances has already said the thing that she's got is something that I want, and that is trust in myself more. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I don't know if that's a goal or if that's the sort of precursor to your goal. So if your actual goal or intentional desire, Francelise, is to trust yourself more, that isn't actually a goal. Let me explain why. So if any of you have got like an emotion, I want to be happy, I want to trust myself, I want to not be so miserable, anything that is emotion-led, anything like that is actually a decision. It's simply a decision. You either want to be happy, you either want to trust yourself more. It's almost like the clue is in the language, but this isn't like a syntax for everything. If there is something that you want, like trust, like happiness, like I want to feel more supported, it's a decision. You know, I want to get out there, even visibility, the stuff that I teach, standing out, getting out there, spreading your ripples far and wide. It's a decision. So I would invite you to take that thing that you want, and if, like the example on the screen, if it's about trust, make the decision that you're going to trust yourself. And let that be it. That is it. It's as simple as that. As human beings, we can overcomplicate things unwittingly. We can overcomplicate things. So I'm going to put this computer down because otherwise it's going to slide off my lap. And I don't really want to be dropping a computer at this juncture. You can... So if you want happiness, if you want something like that, the reason why that is a decision is because that is something that is likely you are getting from the outside to draw in rather than the inside to draw out. So if it's trust, happiness or anything else like that, then make the decision, I am going to trust myself more. Anytime you find yourself saying, I want something, let's take a really quirky one, I want more money. If you say, I want more money, how could you say that sentence starting with I am? I am is one of the most powerful starts. You know, if you do affirmations or things like that, I am is one of the most powerful ways that you can start. So, and it could be, you know, so for example, I want to stop smoking could be turned into I am, not even a non-smoker, I am fitter, healthier, I have more breath, for example. Okay, so turn the thing that you want, especially if it's an emotion and a decision. I want to be happy. It can simply be, I'm really happy. But you know what? If you want happiness and you've decided to be happy, you don't just want happiness. You want like the kind of ecstatic, juicy happiness that has you leaping around everywhere and everyone's saying to you, gosh, what's wrong with you? What are you up to? What are you doing? That's the sort of emotion that you want. So make the decision if it's an emotion. If, however, it is like a thing that you're going for or going to, have a look at these 3 points. Have a look at how you can be supported in that. So if you're looking to change your diet or looking to at your levels of fitness or looking to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right, or you're looking at expanding your business, or you're looking at getting promoted at work, or you're looking at sorting out a relationship that, you know, it could be a friendly relationship, it could be a romantic relationship. If you're looking at that, look at the support. What support can you have to go through this along the way? And by the way, when you're running these through your validation and permission pieces, validation is where you're really looking for someone else to tell you what to do, in essence. It disguises itself in so many ways. It's like, just want to run this by you. It's like I get a lot of my clients will say to me, oh, Jenny, I've made this video. Can you watch it and tell me what you think? What they're really saying is they want me to validate that their video is okay. And how do I know that? Because if I got you to watch one of my videos and give me feedback, I wouldn't say, tell me what you think. I would say, look, I've done this video. At the time, my phone was on an angle like this. So every now and then it waves through the screen. When you watch it, does it feel too wavy or, you know, is it copeable? So you get very, very specific. When you're looking for validation from someone else, you're artfully vague. You don't mean to be, but you're artfully vague because you're going, hey, Namisha's on. Morning, Namisha. And Francelise's saying that makes sense. You're really vague about it. But when you're looking for validation, let me just repeat that, Namisha. So I'm just saying, what's the difference between asking for validation or being in a place of validation or permission? When it's validation, normally we're asking questions of people that are vague. One sort of silly example was, can you check my video? What do you think? Okay, it's something that I hear a lot in the line of work I do. I remember going into Somerset House, actually, in the UK. Beautiful Somerset House. There was a business there and there was somebody I was coaching there. And they said one of their questions were that, you know, I've reached this position within the company. Obviously, I'm not going to say what it is, protect their privacy. But I've reached this position in the company and I'm looking to go to this level next. Do you think that's possible? That was a validation question. That told me that perhaps they didn't think it was possible. So we had some work to do in what we needed to do there. And the permission piece is very, very similar. So the permission piece is when you are doing something, usually because somebody expects you to, or there is an expectation that somebody like you, for whatever qualities, it could be age, it could be race, it could be family type, it could be the position that you're in at work, it could be body weight, it could be the way you eat, you know, joins in. So Alan's saying, morning, Amisha. So what support do you need for that thing? So if you've picked something that's emotion-led, I want to be happier, I want to be, you know, I want to trust more, I want to do whatever else, make the decision to do it, change it to the I am. And then have a look, oh, excuse me, then have a look at what support you can get. So if all of your friends drink green smoothies and you're still drinking wine and would like to drink green smoothies, what support can you get? Now, here's something that's really interesting. I have conversations with clients all the time, and like generally in life with people, they'll say, all my friends are drinking green smoothies and I still drink wine. I want to drink green smoothies. So guess what they do? They go to the people, not the people that drink the green smoothies, but they go to their close-knit family and friends and say, if you see me drinking a glass of wine, tell me off, I should be drinking a green smoothie. So that they go to, or they gravitate towards people that actually aren't in the best place to help them. Now, this sounds a really obvious thing to say, but think about this. I have to check myself before I wreck myself. I go through this filter myself just to see, well, am I doing something like that, you know? And a big one for me is in business. It's really tempting when you're having a conversation with like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your spouse, your families, you know, your sister, your mother, to say, yeah, it's been a really tough week because this thing happened. But guess what? They don't run your business. They don't know from, you know, where you are now, where you're heading to, the trials and tribulations or anything else like that. So the next thing that I would say is look at where you can get support. Look at where you've got either a community. Look at where you've got friends or family or people that are doing the same thing as you, at the very, very least. And people that have got there, so your green smoothie drinking friends, they're the ones to go to. Ask around for recommendations. Say to your family, look, I'm on a mission to get my green smoothies in and I need to know how I can do that. And listen to the recommendations that come back. If they start saying, oh, you don't want to do that, you just want to go juicing instead, thank them, don't make them wrong, thank them for their advice and their help and everything else, and then just, you know, go to the people that know. And this is one of the biggest things I see, it perplexes me. The most successful people that come to me, from my sounding board clients, you know, down to people I have conversations with when I'm networking, you know, and my sounding board clients are astute people. They're really intellectual, they're very intelligent, they're really savvy, but we can all fall into this trap. So look at the support that you could need. In a business, as I'm finding out right now, as I grow my business, there are more things for me to do. I can't do everything by myself. So again, I'm looking at, you know, getting a VA, getting people to support me in certain areas and getting really specific on what I need. All I know is what happens to a person when it doesn't. This is when the doubt creeps in. This is when the fear creeps in. Sometimes there's something under the bonnet, and we won't go into it on this Monday Motivation, but under the hood of all of that could be that, do you have to forgive somebody for something that they've done? Do you have to forgive yourself? Are you feeling a certain amount of shame? Are you feeling a certain amount of guilt? Now, here's something about those emotions. Even as I say them, it's like it's an emotion. It's got a feeling to it. If I say energy, we're like, woo, 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 and we're all kind of like hyper. If I say shame, makes you like, if you say the word shame and like stand or sit in a way that's shameful. Now, if you're on the tube, people won't really notice. They'll be like, oh dear, is she all right? Or is he all right? When you think of shame, it draws everything in. It's such a static emotion. It renders you unable to go forward and do the things that you want. So if you want to start drinking green smoothies with your friends and you're still drinking the wine and you feel shame around it, you're likely to close in. You're likely to be less active, maybe even inactive. And the all-consuming thing that will consume your brain, consume your mind, consume your head will be being ashamed, not doing the thing that you want. Does that make sense? Well, as this is a Monday motivation, I want to know, like, from anything that you've heard me say this morning, what's one insight that you think that you will take away into, at the very least, your day, if not your week? If you've got any insights that you would love to share, and this includes those of you that listen on the replay, do type it in the box. I'll be back in throughout the day. I've got a few client calls today, but I will be back in throughout the day. And I will definitely read all of your comments, which I do, and I respond to all of your comments too. It's just me that does that. That is not something that I'm looking to outsource. So let me know, what was your biggest insight? What was your biggest aha moment? What's the biggest thing that you will take? Just one thing that you will take into your morning, at least for yourself, into your day, into your week. Type it in the box below and let me know. But for now, for those of you that love being or doing the thing that you want to do, love making a difference in the world, then I'd invite you to hop over to the Queen of Being Seen Facebook page, which is facebook.com/visibilityvibe. And this week, from Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. UK, 2 p.m. I think it's PDT and 11 a.m. EST, I will be showing you an easy way to be visible in the series of Visibility Made Easy. Thank you so much for joining me. Lots of love to you. I wish I could give you some love hearts back. Thank you for joining me so early. And remember, if you know somebody that needs a little bit of Monday motivation, why not share this video with them? Lots of love to you. Thank you, Namisha. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, France-Lise. Thank you, Ali. And have I missed somebody off? And thank you, Ian, of course, for joining me. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.